Hi, so welcome to section 4, video 20, and in this video we're going to be covering optimizing title tags and H1s. So just to remind ourselves, what are these two things? The title tag here is the thing you would click on in the Google search results. So in this case, meal replacement shakes, pipe, weight loss diet shakes, pipe, Exanti. The thing underneath that is the meta description, and this particular thing, although it's good to optimize, meta descriptions aren't a Google ranking factor. They can improve click-through rate if you can make them more appealing for people to click on, but they're not particularly important for SEO. However, the title tags are. They are a ranking factor and they're really important to optimize, as are the H1s or the main headings of a page. So in this case, meal replacement shakes is the heading on that page. So these are two really important things to look to optimize when we're thinking about SEO. So how can we do this? It's important to have the most important keywords at the front of the title tag and the H1. So the things or the keywords you are looking to target on that particular page. It's also really important that the title tags are between 80 to 120 characters. Reason for this, if they're too long, Google's just going to cut them off so you can't really see them anyway. Too short, you're not making the most of this really important real estate. Something else to consider for the title tag is to have a standardized brand name at the end of them. So if I go back to that previous example, we have here Exanti at the end of the title tag. So it's important here, you want to have a standardized brand name at the end of that title tag. Not particularly important for SEO, to be honest, but it does look good for consistency and brand. So I would recommend doing that. And you also want to try and cover multiple keywords in your title tag and H1 if possible. So for example, if I go back to that example, here we have meal replacement shakes. We also have weight loss diet shakes, and you could mix these up. So you could have just diet shakes on its own would be a keyword. Weight loss meal replacement shakes, you get the idea. So you can have multiple combinations within a single title tag. And this is where, you don't necessarily just have to stick to the keywords that Google is spitting out to you. You can mix them up and still have really good title tags. And the final thing you might want to do is actually look at competitors. So what are competitors looking to optimize in their own title tags? So with all this being said, we're now going to go into a practical example, looking at a page we saw in the previous video and see, how I have optimized this. And I'm also going to show you a very nifty little tool to help you get the most out of your title tags and actually make sure they're the right length. So I'll see you there. Okay, so as you can see, we're now back in the Google Doc that we saw in the previous video, and I just want you to cast your eye over this section that I'm scrolling over with my mouse. So looking here at the current title tag, suggested title tag, current H1, suggested H1. So current title tag was the title tag that existed before I made any changes, and obviously the suggested title tag is what I made, what I changed it to. Similar story for the current H1, suggested H1. And I want you to look at these 4 and a bit lines and actually just see what are the differences. Can you spot the differences? So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to do that right now. Okay. Can you spot any? And the reason it can be quite hard to spot them, because often in SEO, what we do is make very small, minimal changes, but actually they can have a huge impact on performance. And this is a prime example. So I'm going to show you very shortly an actual slide that I put together for my colleagues to show the changes that we made and how they impacted performance very shortly. So if you did spot these changes, you can see here what we've done is we've now got best pre-workout for women at the start of this title tag, when previously we had best pre-workout supplements for women towards the end. So we've moved the guide, or actually just got rid of your guide, because it's not a keyword we're going to rank for and it's not really doing anything there. It's just there to look pretty. And in SEO, we don't necessarily want things to just look pretty. We want to try and target keywords. So we've got rid of your guide and the colon, and we've slipped in instead best pre-workout for women, or rather bump that to the front. We've then got a pipe, which is just a thing you'll see on your keyboard. You can use commas as well, they work just as well. I personally like the look of pipes. I think they just look better in title tags, but it doesn't really matter. And then we've got workout supplements and drinks for women as the next kind of keyword phrase within a couple of pipes, and then ending it with ideal fit. So if I just scroll up a little bit, what we'll see are the keywords I highlighted in the previous video and what I selected in the previous video. So best pre-workout for women, best pre-workout for weight loss female, pre-workout for women, workout supplements for women, and pre-workout drink for women. And you can see here a lot of these keywords are influencing what I've included in the title tag. So workout supplements has come here from this bit, so workout supplements for women, because it doesn't have the biggest search volume, but it is a very targeted keyword. And then drinks for women comes from the keyword under that. And I've combined these two keywords, essentially, two keyword phrases to just have here. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, you can do that. It's okay to mix up these keywords within these phrases because Google will recognize that you're trying to target those particular keywords. And then, yeah, pre-workout or best pre-workout for women. So again, pre-workout for women is also covered by this title, this keyword, best pre-workout for women, because pre-workout for women is still there, as you can see. We've just got the word best in front of it. So that's how I came up with that keyword, kind of played around with it a little bit. Wanted to make sure it's in the character range, so it's not too long. And this is on the longer side, admittedly, but I'll show you it now, actually. So a tool I like to use, which I'll include a link to in the resources of this video, is a page title pixel meter. So I scroll down, it's just a fancy word of saying how long is your title tag. So I've just pasted it in here. And what it does is it shows you or gives you room for the length of your title tag within Google search results. And if it goes beyond this section here, it's too long. So if I was to add a little bit extra here, for example, and obviously this is going to be complete rubbish, but if I just type in some random stuff, you can see now it's too long. And actually it's having to scroll across a little bit. So you want it to kind of fit in with these guidelines. So I have that in there again. And yeah, obviously you don't want it to be too short either, because then you're not making the most of the real estate. So if I was to just get rid of that section, we can see that we still got lots of room to play with. We can use that whole length there. So that's a really useful tool. Like I said, I'll include it in the resources of this particular video. So going back to this Word doc and looking now at the H1, it's a very similar story. So previously, your guide to the best pre-workout supplements for women. Again, I've just moved or got rid of your guide and actually just put complete guide at the end of that, because you want your most important keywords at the front of the title tag and the H1. So best pre-workout supplements for women. So I've included, again, that best pre-workout bit, but I've also included the word supplements in there to make use of the supplements in the title tag and for women. And again, another important point about the H1 and the title tag, you want them to be different from each other ideally. So don't have to be huge differences. As you can see here, still got the same sort of keywords, but they are slightly different. And yeah, just to get the most out of your SEO for any given page, yeah, you want to have these to be different ideally. And that's kind of what, as simple as it is really, just to optimize title tags and H1s. And I said I would show you the impact on performance of this. I'm going to show you a slide I put together for my colleagues at work. And this is really, really interesting. So here we can see just the changes I've made to this particular page, basically just a screenshot of what you've already seen. And I've highlighted in yellow here, the yellow box, the changes to the title tag and the H1. And we can see here, this is data taken from Google, and we have a Google Data Studio report which automatically updates for us. And we use this when we're talking to our colleagues about performance. And what we've done here is we have shown the difference between impressions and clicks year on year in February, what we saw, and then we made these changes in late February, early March, and we can now see how they've changed since. So looking at impressions, and impressions here just means the number of times someone will see your page on the Google search results, and then the number of times, obviously the clicks, is how many times someone has clicked on that keyword having seen it in the Google search results. So when we're looking at best pre-workout for women, impressions were down considerably year on year in February of 2021. So we're down 69% year on year impressions and 48% year on year in clicks. So really big drop-offs. And this obviously has an impact on traffic to the website, because this keyword, as we saw earlier, has 12,100 searches for it each month. And by slipping in the Google search rankings, we weren't getting as many people seeing our website through that keyword. And we also weren't getting as many people clicking through to our website from that keyword. So we wanted to turn that around, which was one of the reasons why we refreshed this particular blog page. And since March, just by making these simple changes to both the H1s, the title tags, and the content, you probably can't see it super well because my face is blocking it. Actually, I'm going to move this information so you can see it. So I'm just going to move it there. You can see, yeah, impressions are up 139% year on year, and clicks are up 72.6% year on year just for this one keyword. So I'll put that yellow box back around it. So best pre-workout for women, you can see based on the previous year comparison, we are up 139% year on year in impressions. And just looking at those raw numbers, we can see that impressions previously in February of this year were 3,786. So this is how many times we were seen for this keyword in the search results in that month. And then in March, we were seen, what's that, like 5 times more around abouts for that particular keyword. So that's a huge improvement. And then year on year looks really impressive as well. Similar story for clicks. So again, I'm just going to move this here. So you can see, looking at best pre-workout for women, clicks are up 72.6% year on year. So we're getting a lot more people clicking through to our website in the search results from that keyword. And that means more traffic to our website and hopefully more revenue as well. So these changes can have a huge impact on performance. And that's really what I wanted to highlight in this video, as well as how to optimize title tags. Hope you found it useful. I hope it's given you that oomph you needed to actually make these changes. And I'll see you in the next video.